Hello, I am Dr. Wheeler. I am a world-renowned psychiatrist. I specialize in anger management, but I have a real problem with the people coming in to see me, and that they have a reason to be angry. And I have a Professor Kelch with me here, who is one of my wonderful clients, been with me for years, and he is going to talk about why he is so angry. He's very educated, he's a professor, and he has a very high intelligence. So we'll see why he has a reason to be angry.
Well, here's just one of my issues. Riding the airplane the other day, I won't mention which airlines that I fly all the time. I was flying back from Chicago, and they put me with a 480-pound young man that kept having burrito gas. It was nasty, and the air conditioning on the plane was out. So I called the airlines, I about said their name, and told them all about it when I get home. Well, they said, we're not taking complaints right now. You'll have to call us back later. So I got furious. I said, well, you can sure take compliments and want your 5-star rating, but when anybody has a complaint, it's click, goodbye. And that's just what happened. So I emailed them, never got a response. That's complaint number one. Then I went to the Social Security office. I just needed a copy of my 1099. I was having trouble downloading it on my phone. I have a new phone, I couldn't figure it all out. So I went to the office and I waited 2 hours. And I finally get to the desk, and the little old man behind there said, well, because we have this government shutdown, we're not gonna be able to print that off. And I'm sitting there and I look over at the cop over at the front door, and I look back at the guy, and I said, this is what the problem is. I said, there's the printer right there. And I said, here you are right here. All you got to do is poke the button and print me off a paper. Well, he just got real indignant. He said, they will have my job if I print you that paper. There's another example of how stupid people are. They couldn't get it done. I wasted at least a half a day there. Here's number 3. I go to the doctor, and there's no test at all. There's no blood test, there's no urine test, and I had a little small wreck, and this happened to have an x-ray of my back. And they said, oh, you need to go to your regular doctor. You have something on your kidney. So I go to the regular doctor, and he goes, oh my God, you got a mass the size of a football hanging on the bottom of your kidney. I said, what? He goes, yeah, this is what we call the silent killer. There's no blood test, there's no urine test. If you hadn't had that x-ray, you would have just one day woke up dead. I said, well, how stupid is this? And so I got an MRI with the dye and everything in there, and then it shows this massive tumor on me. Well, they took it out. Supposedly I'm gonna live. But my point is, how stupid can you be? Why do we have to have an MRI to prove that something's wrong with you? Can a doctor figure out an easier way? No, I'll tell you why, because it's all about the money. And that's really about all I have to say. I'm just ticked off about it. All 3 of these things and several more. What do you think, Miss Wheeler?
Well, I'm really angry, so I can see why you're angry. I am going to start specializing in stupidity management, because that is the root of the problem and any anger that we are experiencing. Thank you, Professor Kelch, for your enlightening
I will be the first one in your class.
Example of the stupidity that makes us angry.